Adventures of Tintin trailer reaction. Now, I kind of, wanted to do this one because, it's actually because, felt very obvious. I mean, because because when you think about it, I think I've done a few couple of, like, movie trailer reaction YouTube videos, that where the movie was actually directed by Steven Spielberg. So I figured that I would do this one, and felt very great and obvious. And yeah, I guess I would do this one because it just felt very great, and that I would be able to do it, and then later all that. And of course, you already know that it's Christmas Day. So I figured that I would do this one, and then I'm going to explain all the details later, sometime later, and yeah, you kind of already get what's gonna happen. So yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's watch this. Now, what did I think of the trailer? I actually thought it was a perfectly good trailer, so I give it a 5 out of 5 and 10 out of 10. Now, you already know what happens in the beginning, middle, and the end. Now, I'm going to talk about all the other details that I said before and all that. And, yeah, I guess it kind of does make sense. Now, me and Shane were still doing the School on YouTube videos and different kinds of YouTube videos, and I'm sure you already would know that, and I'm probably gonna have to come up with another new topic for what would have happened if this were in real life Round TMRT gameplay series YouTube video for next week's. So yeah. And then after this trailer reaction YouTube video, then there's going to be a bonus YouTube video, which you're actually going to be very surprised about what it will be and how, I guess, it's very obvious and all. So yeah, I guess it kind of does make sense when you think about it, and I figured that I would do this one, and now I've done it. And of course, it's for Christmas Day, which I guess kind of does make a lot of sense when you think about it. And judging by today, I actually wanted to do this one, and now I've done it, which is actually very great. And I figured that I would do this one because it felt very great and very obvious and all. And I guess now that I've done it, I guess that's it. So yeah. And I mean, when you think about it, I figured that I would do this one because felt very obvious, and then there won't be for this weekend there isn't going to be for this following weekend for this weekend for today and tomorrow there won't be any like other YouTube video uploads for Ryan Shane Gaming Play for today and tomorrow. Which I guess kind of does make sense because I'm only focusing on the Rhino TMRT gameplay side of, like the... You kind of get what I'm already saying, so yeah, I guess that kind of does make a lot of sense. I mean, there's a lot of these that I haven't done yet, and I'll probably come up with something for next week's trailer reaction YouTube videos. I mean, when you think about it, I haven't come up with anything for that yet, but I'll probably come up with something. I'll probably come up with something for next week's trailer reaction YouTube videos, which I guess kind of does make a lot of sense, and I guess it kind of does. Now that I think about it, and when I do think about it, it's actually very obvious. So yeah. Yeah, I figured that I would, do all that, everything would be great, and yeah, I guess it kind of does count for something, and I guess that's very good. So yeah, and I mean, I figured that I would do this one, and it's probably gonna be a long time before I come back to video gaming YouTube videos. Yeah, it probably will be a long time before I come back to that, so, maybe sometime next year I'll be able to come back to that, because, feels very obvious, and, I guess that kind of does make a lot of sense, and it kind of would make a lot of sense for me to come back to video gaming YouTube videos sometime next year, and it would feel obvious, it would look obvious, and I guess that's very obvious the way it is. So, yeah. And I guess that kind of is. So, I figured that I would do this one. So, yeah, I guess it kind of does make a lot of sense, and I suppose so. And I mean, it kind of does make sense for me to do this one. I mean, there's a lot of these I haven't done yet, and for good reason, which I guess is kind of very obvious. And like I said, it'll probably and like I said, like I said before, there will also be a bonus YouTube video after this one. So yeah, I guess it kind of does make sense. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for today. Peace out. Bye bye.